Alright, so as you guys may or may not know if you watched the last couple of videos, things have been an absolute travesty for me behind the scenes when it comes to like being able to record these videos and equipment failing. Now, I have been downloading a couple of emulators, but the thing is, this morning before I went to record this video, I was like, man, I really want to make a video on Donkey Kong Country. And guess what? I didn't download an SNES emulator yet, so we're just gonna be trying to emulate it online. That's what we did with Pokemon the other day, and you know what? Most times I try to get native emulators just because that's what I prefer, but I'm not gonna knock these online emulators. Let's see if they're actually any good. Alright, that ain't a good sign. Right off the bat, we got these never-ending notifications at the bottom that say gamepad is connected. Okay, yeah, this is a bad sign right off the rip. Okay, that is gonna get really annoying really fast. Is that ever gonna go away? Like, why does it just keep saying gamepad is connected? Oh man, these online emulators are already garbage. Yeah, every time I click a button, that notification pops up. Okay, this one will not work. All right, well, how about this? I have the GBA version of this game. Is it the definitive version of the game? I would say no. Obviously, that is the SNES version. Like, if there was any way to play Donkey Kong Country, I would highly recommend playing the original. There is a few additions to the Game Boy Advance version, which is pretty cool. Like, they added, like, some story features, which is pretty cool. Hey, look at that. MGBA just, like, has native controller support right out of the box. I didn't even have to map anything. Let's see. No, oh no. Wait, how do I start the game? Never mind, this emulator isn't that good. I have to map the controls myself. I just realized I'm playing the European version of this game. I've had this ROM for a while, okay? Maybe it's in tools, settings? I want to map the controls. Controllers, oh god, okay. So, oh wait, no, I think that we got this, okay? So I just need to click this and then that should probably be X. Okay, so it makes you go to 2 and then A should be, well, A. Start should be the start button, select should be the select button. I guess for the triggers, we'll map those, even though I really won't need those for any of these games. And then hopefully this should work. I'm also sorry if it seems like I'm farther away today. I don't like being so close to my monitor because for those of you that don't know, my desk, my setup back here sucks. My desk is literally so petite, it is not even funny. Like, in terms of width, I don't know what it is, but it's not enough. So basically, right now, I don't even have a proper computer chair. I literally, here, let me just go ahead and show you guys. I sit on a wooden bench whenever I record back here and whenever I edit, okay? So whenever I record these videos, I'm just gonna be sitting, like, really scooted back on my bench. Hopefully, it isn't too much of a hindrance for you guys. Worst comes to worst, I'll get, like, one of my other, the thing that I usually prop my camera up on, I'll just bring it back here and set it up if it happens to be like too far or like too distant for the face cam, which yeah, it does look a little off. Anyways, with all the jib jabbering out of the way, okay, yep, I think that the controls are working. I hope that you guys have audio. For me personally, I don't have audio just because I don't like wearing headphones when I record videos because my headphones, while they're nice, they are noise canceling, which means that I end up yelling even louder than I normally do. Enter your name. Okay, little buddy, as part of your hero training, you've got to stand guard tonight over my bananas. Oh yeah. Wait, no, if you know the original story of Donkey Kong Country on the SNES, you know where this is going. I'll relieve you at midnight, so try and stay awake until then. Then Diddy Kong comes down here. He's watching over the bananas. Okay, he's doing it pretty... I've actually never seen this before. Huh, who goes there? See, I've only ever played the SNES version of this game, so this, like, I knew that this game had more story, but I never knew that it was all this. It's the small one. Steal him inside this barrel and toss it into the bushes. Donkey Kong's bananas are ours. Oh no, Diddy Kong, no, you're doing a bad job, mate. Oh wait, no, he's actually doing a good job. Oh no, yeah. If you know anything about the original SNES game, once you get to that part of the game when you're facing the brutes, you have to use Donkey. Well, you don't have to use them, but like I always end up using Donkey Kong. DK, wake up. What you do that for? I was having a nice nap. Take a look inside your banana cave. You're in for a big surprise. My bananas and my buddy Diddy, they are gone. The Kremlings will pay. I'll hunt them down through every corner of my island until I have every last banana from my horde back. Wait, but now I'm confused because in the original Donkey Kong Country, you could use Diddy. Obviously, like you could throw the barrels and call him. So wait, how's that gonna work in this game? Oh, cool. They kept the little Easter egg from the original where if you walk back in, the bananas are just gone and he sits there shaking his head. Okay, now if we go back into the opening area, are the Easter eggs the same? Like, is the game relatively the same? Okay, so we still have the life up there. Now, you know, I'm gonna be really interested to see. I don't know if I'm necessarily gonna do a full series on this game, but that being said, I've never played through the GBA version. Oh no, I missed the balloon life. Oh well, it is what it is. I've played this game enough time. If we need lives, I know how to come back to jungle hijinks and, you know, like, cheese the level a little bit if we need some extra lives that bad. And you come through this little hole in the wall, and then once you come inside here, find that. Oh, okay, this screen is new. Usually in the original, it just like boots you straight into it. I'm sorry if I'm drawing a lot of comparisons to the original. If I end up making more videos on this, that'll probably happen a good bit, but I played the original. Whoa, what? Oh, they added a new collectible into the game. There's like cameras in this version, apparently. The button controls, or the way that the GBA version controls, works a little bit differently. I don't know if it's something to do with this like emulator in general, but for some reason, like when I click the button, it doesn't automatically run. It's really hard to explain. It's nothing that'll hinder my enjoyment or like my ability to play the game by any means, but it's a little hard to explain. Like if you aren't already moving, the run doesn't exactly work the way that it should like it did in the original, because in the original, as long as you were holding the button, that's all that counted. Thankfully, we're still able to play as Diddy Kong, because, you know, at the beginning, they were saying about how, like, the Kremlings took Diddy Kong, so I wasn't sure if Diddy Kong would still be in this version. Like, I didn't know if maybe that was, like, a part of the story they had to edit due to, like, hardware limitations, but thankfully, yeah, Diddy Kong's still here. One thing worth noting is that these guys are, like, purple in this version. That is really bizarre. They definitely were not purple in the original, I can tell you that right now. I know a lot of speedrunners and professionals tend to use, like, Diddy Kong, but for some reason, I've always really liked playing as Donkey Kong. There's something about, like, even though, yes, he is a bit heavier when you're trying to control him, in a lot of instances, I find myself just preferring how he controls. Now, again, that might just be, like, a bit of a nostalgia bias, just because when I played the game for the first time back in the day when I was literally, like, 3 years old, I just loved playing as Donkey Kong, and that was what I always played as, and, you know, even though all my subsequent playthroughs, like, I always tended to just kind of stick with Donkey Kong. I never really ended up experimenting with Diddy Kong all too much up until I played the game again, actually just, like, a couple of months ago, where I was like, you know what, I always tend to stick with Donkey Kong unless I end up, you know, getting Donkey Kong out, and then I like, have to play as Diddy Kong. So I did most of my playthrough the last time a couple of months ago as, like, Diddy Kong, and I do like how he controls. It does feel nice. I don't know, again, it's probably a bit of a nostalgia bias. I just tend to gravitate towards Donkey Kong, even though Diddy Kong is nice when you're trying to speedrun. I will admit that. You seem to be doing quite well. If I had been playing, I would have got here much quicker. Well, I'm also trying to record a YouTube video, thank you. One thing before you leave, to save your progress, simply press start on any world map to bring up a menu, then just select the save icon. That is a lot different from the original, and I feel like that might make things a bit too easy, because now you could just save scum your way through the game. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those sticklers, because I know there's a lot of people where they're like, they're against rewinds, and they're against save states. Don't get me wrong, that is not me at all. Like, if I'm trying to play an original NES game on my Switch, and I'm just there to experience it, or I'm just trying to relive it, and I don't feel like dealing with all the difficulty spikes that come with, like, those old school games, you know what I mean? I will abuse rewind states and save states. I don't have a problem doing that. There's nothing wrong with it. The way I see it, it's your console, it's your game, you're playing it, play it however you want. If you just want to simply experience it and enjoy the game, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Do what you want. That being said, you know, I only bring it up because while it's nice that you're able to save anywhere that you want in this version, I don't know, I feel like the way that the saves worked in the original was just fine. I don't know, there was just something that was always, like, super comforting and, like, it, you know, kind of helped with the immersion in the original. I know this conversation is somewhat random, but it was just one of those small things in the original where it kind of, like, helped add to the immersion in a way, you know, because, like, the save, it wasn't through a pause menu. It was a part of the world. You had to go visit that specific location on the map. You had to wait till you unlocked it. And that was another thing. Like, once you actually unlocked that save state, it was kind of like that breath of fresh air, sort of similar to, like, when you find a save room in Resident Evil. Let me tell you, in the original Resident Evil games, even if you don't have any ink ribbons on hand, you still feel, like, beyond satisfied and beyond safe anytime that you can actually find a save room. And I don't know, finding those on the map in the original Donkey Kong was sort of a similar feeling, but again, I know this is like a totally random and nitpicky conversation to even be having in the first place, but yeah, I don't know. Again, I'm super biased because DKC, the original, is my favorite of all time, so any iteration that dares to do anything different is just gonna be not as good in my mind, right? On the other hand, I bet features like that let you, like, save more often, though, are pretty nice, because I do remember the original DKC, there was plenty of times where, like, you start a new world and the first level, like, specifically on the first couple playthroughs, because DKC is one of, I mean, this goes for any platformer, really, but, like, your first playthrough is going to be pretty brutal, probably more brutal than most platformers, because let's be honest, DKC and subsequent sequels are just, you know, they're a bit harder than your typical 2D platformer. But I do remember a couple of times on, like, my first playthrough, or, you know, just my first couple playthroughs in general, so I really learned the game, where, like, you know, you get into that next world and the first level or two was really tough, and you didn't have any way to save, so you just had to really make your lives count. So yeah, I feel like, you know, having the option to save whenever you want is probably actually, like, pretty beneficial for those newer players, especially the ones that get, like, unmotivated real easy, which definitely makes sense, especially if you're just trying to experience the game and you don't feel like dying like 5 million times. This is new, so apparently when you come into here, he has a fishing spot. Yeah, this is definitely something new in this version. Cool move. You'll like this. I will set a challenge for you to beat. If you are successful, I will reward you with some wicked items. 20 red fish. Right on, man. My first challenge is to catch 20 or more of those red fish within the time limit. The more you catch, the better the prize. One thing though, don't hook anything but the red ones. Whoa, this is totally new. Oh, okay, so wait. Oh, okay, I think I kind of get it. So I need to press. Oh, wow, this is actually kind of difficult. Okay, so I need to get the hook to touch the red fish. No, I'm doing this entirely wrong. Okay, I think I get it. So I need to make the hook go over the red fish, and then I just press A on it, and I like pull it back up to the surface. Oh, wow, and I need to make sure that it's in line with the boat. Okay, yeah, this is definitely a little tough. I don't know if I get 20. Oh, then again, I did just get 4 right there, so maybe. All right, so I gotta wait for it to sink down, and then I bring it over, and then, oh, okay, yeah, this is a little tricky, but I like it. It's not like too tricky where it's like annoying to play or anything like that. It's like, it's just, I don't know, it's tricky in a fun way. Okay, so we need 11 more. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this first try. All right, we got another red fishy over. Oh, man, this is actually kind of hard to control. Again, it's not in a bad way or anything like that. It's just, I still suck at it. Okay, we gotta catch the fishy. There we go. We got 12 so far. No, I'm almost out of time. Okay, we got 13 fishies right there. Can we at least get 14 fishies? No, time up. Okay. You know what? 13 fishies is my first attempt. That isn't too bad. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. This was my first time playing the GBA version of this game. It's actually pretty cool. Granted, when it comes to playing this game or replaying this game, you know, I'm biased. The nostalgia bias. I'll always go back to the original SNES version, but I think I might do a full playthrough on this version of the game. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to make versions on my entire playthrough of the game, but, you know, I'm at least going to play through it. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. I'm still waiting to, you know, acquire the funds to order a new HDMI splitter so we can get back to the regularly scheduled content per se. So until then, yeah, just continue to expect random videos like this where we just go back, revisit old games, and I don't know, just random stuff like this, really. Anyway, as always, a massive shout out to the patrons and channel members. Thank you to all of you in the low baller tier, and an even bigger shout out thank you to all of you in the big baller tier, Mellow Last King and Big Daddy Matty. And the biggest shout out thank you to all of you in the G tier, Rider Vengeance and Little Cheese Girl. Thank you guys so much. You guys are literal legends. I love you. Thank you guys for watching. Have an amazing day. Stay beautiful. I love you all. Peace.